His life was changed and made new when an angel made his dream come true. And now he brings his dream to you. In a Spoonful Paolo.
Hey everyone, and welcome to Spoonful of Paolo! Okay, so today we have Alison Sweeney, who recently celebrated 20 years of being on Days of Our Lives as Sammy Brady. We also know her in prime time as being the host of The Biggest Loser. Now, this award-winning actress and best-selling author found some time in her busy schedule to be in a Spoonful of Paolo, and I'm so excited. So enjoy. Okay, so Alison Sweeney's at a Spoonful of Paolo! Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
No, I have to tell you, the first time I even knew who you were, I came home from school and my mom and my sister were watching Days of Our Lives, of course, and I remember it was the episode of you marrying Austin, and your sister Carrie, because your sister Carrie came into the church, you faked amnesia, you switched paternity test on your son or something, and I said, who is this girl? And since that episode, I have been hooked on watching you practically because you are just a brilliant actress.
Oh
I
gosh.
just want to say, so congratulations to you.
Thank you. What a nice thing to say. Thank you.
I only say the truth, and it's an honor to have you here.
Thank you. I'm so glad to be here.
Well, thank you.
She smacked me pretty good that day.
Oh, yes, she did. That scene was so good. So now you just celebrated, obviously, 20 years of playing Sammy Brady in Days of Our Lives, okay?
20 years.
That's amazing.
Thank
20
you.
years. Do you like this character? You must know like the back of your hand, but do you ever find new things about her?
Oh, always. That's what I love. I mean, I feel like if it were just the same girl that you're talking about back in the day, like I don't know if I could still do that, you know?
Really?
I mean, I think you could get bored of it. But what I think is amazing about Sammy is that she does grow and change and learn. And you know, I went through a phase. They've played some really serious storylines and done some different things over time and allowed Sammy to grow and mature a little bit. And then lately, she's gone a little bit back to her old feisty ways.
She's hot with EJ.
And she's hot with EJ. And so, I mean, I think there's always something different for me to play. She's always a challenge, and it's always fun.
Wow. Has there ever been a storyline that really you've learned something from or has touched you in your own life?
Absolutely. I mean, part of the reason that they wrote the character of Sydney and Grace into the story was because I was pregnant in real life. And so Sammy gave birth to what turned out to be Sydney like 6 weeks before I had Megan, my daughter. And then I had to come back to work and do this storyline where that baby died of bacterial meningitis. And having I think she was like 3 or 4 months at the same time. My own daughter at the same time as playing out that storyline was incredibly difficult, but so real. And, you know, I did a lot of research about the disease and what happens and how it comes out of nowhere. And I wrote it so well. And it was such a beautiful, tragic storyline to play. And as hard as it was, I feel like it's some of the best. That's what was so good, and it was so. It brought to it was just amazing to be in those scenes with all the actors who are part of it. I thought the writing was amazing, and I was just so proud to tell that story in such a real deep way. And so
I mean, you gotta just be because you cry so many times in the show, and I'm watching. Sometimes I pause it. I'm like, how does she do? Because they're not fake. You go somewhere inside as an actress, you know, that you can just cry on.
My husband makes fun of me. He's like, "Oh, did you cry today?" I'm like, yes, I did.
Oh my God, so great. And then last year, I know your son on the show, Will, came out to you and Lucas.
What a major storyline.
Major. And I'm curious, how has the daytime audience reacted to that? You as his mother, has it been good?
I mean, it's been, well, I think there's been a mixed bag of response, which has been difficult and you know, I mean, I suppose not surprising, but certainly interesting. And, you know, what I thought was so great about the storyline is that I thought what was important was to tell a storyline about a boy becoming a man, becoming, you know, coming into his own and finding himself. And I liked that they weren't trying so hard to tell a gay story or like force people to like believe a certain way. I think they were just telling the story.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like they weren't, it wasn't like, I mean, obviously it was a socially relevant story, but they weren't like, I felt like they were trying not to preach.
Yes.
And I thought that was really important because we're not an after school special. We're a soap opera, and I think we want to stay in that world of like entertainment and by that I mean mirroring real life, and that's what they did. I thought they told this really great story, and Chandler I mean did an incredible job. And
so good.
But I mean, so the irony was for me that like the Will's coming out story in Sammy's mind was really about like Sammy, as only Sammy could perceive it. Like, she wasn't like Marlena, all like, how are you, sweetheart? Like, what's today? Sammy was like, what did I like? But why didn't you tell me first?
That's her character. I love it. I love
but that's Sammy. Like, it was so real, or it was so real for Sammy. It was so true to Sammy to have that reaction.
Exactly.
So, cool. I thought it was an amazing story. I thought Chandler did it really well. Brian and I, who plays Lucas, he and I were so proud to be part of this story, and now it's just like a regular part of the show. He just has these regular soap stories, but he just happens to be gay.
A lot of people can relate to that, and Daytime is doing that. I think it's just so smart, so amazing, just to educate so many people, like, my aunts, my cousins who don't even know anyone, and they think they know anyone, and they see someone on television. It's educating them, and it's just so great.
But in a non-threatening way.
Yes, exactly. And I was also thinking, like I was telling Patrick this morning, it's really cool because there's not too many people who have a daytime job and a primetime job. Yeah. And so, like, it's cool because, as we know, you host The Biggest Loser. Season 15 returns back this fall. Yep. I think this is going to be your 11th season you've been hosting.
That's right.
That is, first, congratulations.
Thank you. And
how is that, you being the host of the show, because you get to see things more personal, like, for the contestants. Is that hard for you, seeing their story so up close?
It's not, obviously it's hard. I feel for them, and I go through the journey with them, and I'm standing, like, this far away when they weigh in every week on the scale, and you go with them on the highs and the lows and the emotional roller coaster that they're living with. But it's amazing and inspiring, and each person works so hard, and they're so brave to stand there. I've done a bikini photo shoot, to stand there in their skivvies, like, weighing in is so brave. So I am so inspired by them every day, and I feel like it's really changed my life to work.
I was going to ask you, because I know you've helped so many millions of people, moms, everyone, with your weight loss journey. But how has the contestants inspired you? I'm curious.
I think that they inspire me on a daily basis. It's just a nice reminder every week or every day I work with them that they can do it. And I think it goes beyond weight loss. It's about believing you can accomplish something, no matter what the obstacles, no matter what stands in your way or how overwhelming it seems. They are sometimes, Mike was in the 500s, and he said, I'm not going to live like this. I'm going to do something about it. And that's amazing.
What's so crazy is that I run 4 or 5 days a week, but when I can't run, if I run a mile, you can ask Patrick, I say, what would Alison do? She would run freaking 20 miles. So I try to, like, compete with you. I pretend like you're there next to me, and I'm running, but you always win, so whatever. But
it was so funny. I was going to say I know you're going to show the shape.
Hello. Of course I'm going to show it to you, because your freaking abs, like, you're just hot.
Thank you.
You're beautiful.
Thanks.
This is your second time, because the first time you were on last year on Shape Magazine front cover. Second time. And you've maintained it. You look hotter than ever.
I think I've been working on my arms this year, so
really?
I feel like my arms are better. Thank
you.
Wow.
What is harder? Like, is it losing the weight or maintaining the weight once you get there?
Weight loss. Well, no, they're both hard, but I think people lose weight and they think, and you forget. You think, like, once I reach that goal and I see that number on the scale, yes, I've done it. And then you're like, no, you got to keep doing it every day for the rest of your life. Exactly. You have to live like that.
Yeah, exactly.
And so that's been a journey for me too. But it's funny that you said that, because in the Ladies Home Journal, that was what
you're out this month. You're on the front cover.
Yeah, yes. And the name of the article is "What Would Alison Sweeney Do?"
Oh, yes, and I read it yesterday. Yes.
And I couldn't. It was such a funny title. It's such a meaningful title for me, and I didn't know that. Of course, you don't know that that's what they're going to call it when you do the interview. But it was such a funny name, because that's what I think when I work out. I think about Bob and Jill and Delvette, and I imagine them on my shoulder when I'm working out, and I imagine, like, what would they say to me right now? Because some days where I'm so tired and I think you're just making, like, I can be hard on myself. You're just making excuses. Go to the gym, go to work out, and I really try to play the game. Like, what would Jillian say to me right now? And sometimes she would say, it's okay. Take a day off. Like, that's what balance is all about.
Now, about your book, The Star Attraction, I got it. It was delivered to me last week. Ask Patrick. Saturday, I read the whole book. Can I just tell you that this novel is so much fun to read?
Yay.
It's a fast read. I love the characters. Sophie, hello. So let's tell what it's about. Sophie, who's a Hollywood publicist.
Right. She has a very difficult job putting up with people like me, actors and talent in the industry, which is what they call it. And then and my best friend is a publicist, so I've been, like, around that world for a long time, and it's just an interesting perspective to look at what I do from their side. And I thought it was a really great way for people to get an inside look into Hollywood from that perspective, and what a red carpet looks like, and what interviews use like this, like what, how does this happen? Some of the stories are true. Like some of the stories are real stories from publicists who, and of course, you know, I make up characters and stuff, but some of the stories really did happen, and that is really how crazy people are, and I really don't read my memos as I'm supposed to. So,
you know, I was thinking, it's like a soap opera, but this has an end to it, you know, like, and you don't know what's gonna happen, who she's gonna choose, what's gonna happen, so great job in writing it.
Thank you. Yeah, no, it was, I mean, obviously being on Days of Our Lives for 20 years, you learn a lot about stories, but I've never had a good ending on Days, so I was like, I want an end. I want to just be an end, for goodness sakes.
Okay, so now we're gonna play Spoonful of You, which is just quick questions about you, so the viewers get to know. You have 1 minute to answer these questions. Okay?
Oh my gosh.
This
wow.
is not, it's so easy, trust me, you're gonna do great on it, okay? And are you ready?
Yeah.
And if you feel like, if you have blueberries, I know you love blueberries, eat a blueberry, okay?
Oh,
Here we go. Okay, first question. If Days had a Freaky Friday storyline where Sammy had to switch lives with another character, who would you want to switch with?
Stefano DiMera.
Ooh, that's a good one. What is the perfect breakfast?
Oatmeal with blueberries.
Yes! Show us a workout you can do while you're sitting in a chair.
Tricep dips. Am I demonstrating right now?
Yeah.
Like this. And you can raise one leg off the ground.
That's so good. God, you are hot. You're so beautiful. What would you say to people who say they don't have time to work out?
How much TV do you watch?
That's good. What is your favorite thing about directing an episode of Days of Our Lives?
The power.
Ooh, that's good, I bet. And what is the most evil thing Sammy has ever done?
Drugged her sister to make it seem like she had slept with Lucas.
Oh, that was so good. Okay.
Do you think that's the meanest thing?
Yeah, that's one of the, you've done a lot of mean things. Your character has done a lot of mean things, but that's one of the mean things. Okay, I'm giving you an extra 20 seconds. What? Okay, so do you ever look at fan art that the Days fans make you?
I do. They tweet me stuff.
They do. Well, I found one for you just in case you didn't see it.
Oh,
This one.
I've never seen that one.
Yes, there's one over here. Do you ever get to ride in your husband's highway patrol car?
I have one time, yeah.
Ooh, that's fun. Cool. And lastly, what is your greatest accomplishment?
Parenting my 2 children. That is my greatest accomplishment. It is an ongoing
I mean, you're an example to all because you're a working mom, you know, you take care of your kids, you're a wife, and you do it all, and you take care of yourself. So you're just a great example for all of us, and you remind us all to be living our dreams. And
thank you.
Really, and you being here today, it just inspires me to keep going, and for all our viewers too. So thank you, Alison. You're you're a sweetheart. You really are.
Thank you. This was so much fun.
She can be a diva because she's been in this business for 20 years, but you are a sweetheart. You really are. So thank you so much. Okay.
So awesome.
Love you. Yay!
Thank you.
All right. Thanks everyone. We'll see you next time in a Spoonful of Paolo. Bye.
Bye. Cheers.
Cheers, my dear. Cheers to you.
Thanks
thank
for
you.
having me.
Oh no,
It's so
thank
fun.
you.